Hi everyone. On today's episode of Lawsuit in the News, I want to talk about a case I read in the California Post. And this is an incident that occurred on Mammoth Mountain last week on an area known as Drop Chute 2, which is one of the steepest parts in Mammoth Mountain. 40-year-old Robert Carroll was skiing down Drop Chute 2 where he lost control and fell and hit his head on some rocks and continued to slide down and hit various other objects like trees, and ultimately died after falling from Drop Chute 2. And this is the fourth death on Mammoth Mountain since December. 2 people died in January and 1 died in December, either from crashes on the slope or from avalanches. And my question is, on the civil side of things, is there a wrongful death case here against Mammoth Mountain and its operators? In my opinion, there could be potentially, you can argue negligence and maintenance of the property, that these are dangerous slopes and that they should be better maintained, or warnings can be better descripted to these people who are using these mountains and saying, hey, these are dangerous and I just want you to make sure that you have the proper precautions and that you're aware of these dangers. However, I think this is distinguishable from other personal injury lawsuits because snowboarding is an inherently dangerous activity, and I think the defense would be is you assume the risk and you know that snowboarding or other outdoor recreational activities like this, like mountaineering, rock climbing, surfing, snowboarding, come with inherent risks. Even if you take all of the proper precautions, there's always a chance that you get injured. That does not mean, though, that you cannot just file a lawsuit. You always have a right to file a lawsuit as long as it is in good faith and you make good faith legal arguments. And then, of course, it is up to the court on demurrer or up to the jury with a verdict to determine whether or not those legal arguments are successful in receiving an award for damages, in this case, the wrongful death of Mr. Carroll, who was obviously a young man at 40 years old and still full of life, and unfortunately it was cut short. What are your thoughts? I would love to hear what you think about this situation and Mammoth Mountain as a whole.